Yeah, good morning. All good. During my walk this morning, had the usual Friday morning walkers, the usual walkers. You've got the dog walkers, the runners, and people who go for a walk. And it's always good to walk around and say good morning, everybody, and have a bit of a joke and banter and that sort of stuff. This morning, I got chatting to someone briefly about football as well. It's always good to chat about football. But yeah, as you know, walk around and get a few ideas, and always good to share a few ideas. So I'll talk about the biopsychosocial approach to coaching in football, the way I sort of see fit. Just to throw a few ideas out there as you do. So football is a dynamic sport that requires a blend of physical skill, mental acuity, and effective social interaction. As coaching methodologies evolve, one holistic framework, from what I can see, seems to have gained significant traction in recent years. It's the biopsychosocial approach. The model integrates biological, psychological, and social factors to cultivate well-rounded athletes capable of performing at their peak while maintaining long-term and well-being. So let's explore how this approach is adapted in football coaching. And look, these ideas aren't exhaustive. I'm not here to give anyone advice, just to share a few ideas. You might have other ideas, but let's start with the origins very, very briefly. So what is the biopsychosocial approach? So the biopsychosocial model was proposed by George Engel in 1977, and that was in response to limitations of a purely biomedical approach which focused solely on biological factors approach, which originated in healthcare as a means to understand complex interactions affecting an individual's health. In football coaching, the concept of football coaching, it involves assessing and addressing three interconnected domains. Biological factors, so these concern the athlete's physical health, development, and performance strategies. In this domain includes strength and conditioning programs, injury prevention protocol, nutritional plans, and recovery techniques. You've got the psychological factors, and they are encompassing mental and emotional well-being. These aspects focus on mindset, motivation, concentration, resilience, stress management. So coaches can use the approach and can use tools such as goal setting, visualization, mental skills training to help players, for example, excel under pressure. You've got the social factors, and this involves the athlete's relationship, team dynamics, and cultural influences. Coaches foster positive communication, build trust, and create an inclusive environment to enhance team cohesion and individual confidence. So, by addressing these dimensions collectively, the biopsychosocial approach ensures that players are not only physically fit, but also mentally prepared and socially supported. So the biological application in football coaching is some ideas. The physical demands of football requires players to be in peak condition. So you'll hear players talk about, a lot of games, game overload, overtrain, that sort of stuff. So coaches use the biopsychological approach to emphasize personalized training regimes, tailored to an athlete's position, ability, even injury history. Recovery is equally important. Sleep monitoring, hydration strategies, physiotherapy sessions are an integral part to maintaining peak performance. I've got one of these watches that tells you a lot of information. It actually supposedly tells you how much sleep or the quality of sleep you've got. I don't know how reliable it is, but it's just it's an indicator. I use it. I'm not suggesting to use one of these in sort of top flight football, but obviously sort of it gives you an idea. So additionally, advancement in sports science allow for data-driven decision making. Tools such as GPS trackers, heart rate monitors, and performance analytics that help coaches fine-tune training loads, preventing overtraining and reducing injury risks. So look, I've mentioned sort of in jest, I have one of those sort of watches that gives you information. So in the world of professional football, at the higher end, there's far more sophisticated ways to do that. But something like this works for me. I'm not a high performance athlete by any stretch of the imagination. So psychological training, the game within the mind. So football isn't just played on the pitch, it's also a mental game. So coaches employ biopsychosocial model, prioritize psychological resilience, helping players manage stress, overcome setbacks, maintain focus during high pressure setbacks, and maintain focus during high pressure situations. Techniques such as mindfulness, positive reinforcement, mental rehearsal are increasingly common. I'm sure a lot of you who work in the game will have come across those ones there. Not exhaustive. You may offer some suggestions too, if you will. So for younger players, fostering a growth mindset is key. Encouraging athletes to see challenges as opportunities where you can improve. To improve helps them adopt a more proactive attitude towards both failures and successes. Social connection, building a strong team culture is really important. So football is fundamentally a team sport. So a social environment plays a significant role in performance. Coaches who adopt the biopsychosocial approach pay close attention to team dynamic, ensuring open communication, mutual respect among players. Create a positive social environment also involves understanding cultural backgrounds and individual personalities. This allows coaches to connect with players on a deeper level, enhancing trust and motivation. Team building activities, conflict resolution, and inclusive leadership are all good tools in this regard. So what are the benefits? You're probably wondering, what are the benefits of this approach? And that's a good question. In the way I sort of see it, and maybe others might sort of beg to differ, but my thoughts are adopting the biopsychosocial model offers several advantages. So enhanced performance by addressing all the aspects of an athlete's development. This approach maximizes the potential both on and off the field. It could help towards injury prevention. A focus on biology and recoveries can potentially minimize long-term physical strain. Mental well-being, players are better equipped potentially to handle pressure, setbacks, and psychological demands of competition. Stronger team dynamics, a socially supportive environment fosters collaboration and camaraderie. Sustainable careers, so emphasizing holistic well-being ensures athletes can maintain high performance over the course of a career. Implementing the approach, so these are some ideas, and these aren't sort of exhaustive, and as I said before, you might have other ideas. Implementing the approach, so the role for coaches. So for coaches adopting biopsychosocial framework, my thoughts are it requires a shift from the traditional one-dimensional methods to a more comprehensive perspective. Collaboration with professionals such as sports psychologists, physiotherapists, nutritionists is essential. Moreover, maintaining open communication with players helps coaches take or tailor strategies to individual needs. Importantly, the biopsychosocial approach is not a one-size-fits model. It demands flexibility, empathy, and willingness to continuously adapt to new challenges and insights. So, final thoughts, the biopsychosocial approach to football coaching represents a paradigm shift in how athletes are trained and supported. By addressing biological, psychological, and social factors, this framework not only enhances individual and team performance potentially, but also promotes long-term well-being. As the sport continues to evolve, this holistic methodology will undoubtedly, I'm sure, play a central role in shaping the future of football coaching.